What's up, guys? I hope you're doing great. Well, today I'm gonna give you 10 tips to clear your mind. Well, decluttering your mind is about clearing your head so you can focus on the important things. Here are 10 ways to clear your mind and get you focused. First, make a list of tasks. If you've got a particularly large number of things to remember, then write them down in a list rather than keeping them all stored in your head. This will help to declutter your mind by allowing you to empty all your ideas out onto the page, meaning you won't have to remember all the items. Making a list on your computer is a good idea, as you'll be less likely to lose your list and will be able to add or delete items easily. Plus, you can set your computer up so that it will give you a reminder message when you need to complete a particular item on your list. Second, write a diary. This is a very important recommendation. Or keep a blog. If you have lots of anxieties or worries, then writing them down in a diary or start blogging can help you put them into some kind of perspective. Writing all your thoughts down clears up space in your head so that you will be free to use your mind to do more satisfying and meaningful reflections. Simply set aside a certain amount of time each day for your writing session in order to regularly declutter your mind. Your diary or blog will also act as a good source for when you need to look back and find out when you did specific things. Your mind will often be full of thoughts such as, where did I put my wallet? Or, do I need to do a food shop today? Which can sap your mental energy if they build up too much. To avoid this, you should always be as organized as possible. There's nothing more annoying than misplacing an item. Your kids probably been the worst culprits, so always put important items in the same place. Also, if you plan ahead, you won't have to think about whether or not you need to do a certain activity, such as going to the supermarket on the day itself. Fourth, let go of negativity. It's you and you alone who is in charge of what goes through your mind. But somehow, many of us allow ourselves to become bogged down with negativity and with negative thoughts. If you go around thinking negatively all the time, then you're never going to be in a particular good mood. So it's best to let go of negative thoughts whenever possible, as it will relieve your mind of excessive stress. After all, if something has made you mad, what good is there in stewing over it all day? Fifth, learn to say no. Some people just can't say no and always say yes when they have been asked to do favors for others or have been offered an invitation. If you've already got enough on your plate, then don't be tempted to add to it in your potential stress level. So, if a work colleague asks you to do something, always think about whether or not it's practical for you to take your task on board. And there will surely be one or two things that you can say no to in other areas as well. Sometimes if you just keep saying yes to something, it becomes a habit and you very often get stuck with doing it. So train yourself to say no when you need to. Sixth, avoid interruptions. If your head is swimming with things to be done and you're getting interrupted frequently, you'll probably be getting nowhere and feel like your mind is in overload. Interruptions can cause your productivity to plummet, so try to avoid them whenever possible. For example, if you've got something particularly important to do for work, then consider working from home if you're allowed to do so, as you'll be able to avoid the majority of interruptions that may usually occur in your workplace. Seventh, just do it. Don't put things up. One of the worst things for cluttering up your mind is putting off tasks that you have to do. They just sit there in your head and niggle away so you can never quite concentrate on another task that you are doing at the same time. So, my advice is to just do whatever it is you need to do as soon as possible so you can get it out of your mind and focus on the next task. If you don't do this, you'll often put more energy into thinking about doing something than actually doing it. And remember, it's amazing how quickly you can do something once you finally commit yourself to doing it. Sometimes you just miss the obvious. A solution to a problem can sometimes be staring you in the face, but for some reason you may be unable to see it. And the more you wrestle with the problem, the more your mind will be bogged down and cluttered with potentially unproductive thoughts. If you feel this starting to happen, enlist a friend to help out. Their perspective on the problem may be different and more useful, and so you may be able to find a solution and lighten your load quicker than you otherwise would have on your own. Some people just seem unable to give themselves a break, and by doing so, they become more and more bogged down, so that eventually they can't think straight and end up making mistakes. Taking a few minutes away from your current task or activity will help you to clear your thoughts and then come back more refreshed and with a greater clarity of thinking. A short break between tasks will make you far more productive than if you just attempt to wade through one consecutive task after another. Well, the last recommendation is try to avoid lying, because telling lies, even with the best of intentions, can only add to the workload of your mind. One lie often leads to another, and so you'll end up having to remember what lies you've already told so that you don't get caught out. My advice is to be honest about your feelings with people and situations instead. For example, if you are put out or frustrated for any reason, then sharing it, rather than lying and saying you're okay, can help you to offload some of the strain of your mind. Well, guys, that was everything I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please share, subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below, and tell me how else do you clear your mind. Stay safe. See you soon.